Okay, so I have a word for you
Yes.
that I think that a lot of people are doing this right now in this at the end of the or in this second week, and the word is reflect,
Mm.
because I think that this situation is giving us opportunity to actually pause and reflect.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. It's something that I think most of us don't do enough of. I'm myself guilty of it because once you get in the flow of things, you enjoy them and time just flies by, and you have to consciously, I think, allocate a little bit of time for it. Um, yeah, I'd say I've definitely done more of it over the last 2, 3 weeks. Um, I do it via journaling, and I think it's an excellent method whenever there is something happening in my head, whether it's positive or negative, and I feel like it's a bit overwhelming because there are so many thoughts. I like to write it down and break it down. So I think, this is a very effective way of approaching reflection, because let's be honest, it's hard to just sit down and reflect. What does it mean? If you start thinking about something, your thoughts will take you into a different place in no time.
Hmm.
That's why, for example, when you do mindfulness or meditation, you've got all sorts of, guided meditation, you've got bells, you've got a gong to bring your attention back. So I think, being able to write about your reflections or your observations will give you that structure, and breaking it down will give you a nice process, what to do with it later. And you will be able to see more and hear more. Yeah, so that's my reflection on reflecting.
Yeah, and for me, I would imagine that all my potential clients, um, they're used to working in a fast moving manufacturing environment where they're probably more firefighting, and they don't get the opportunity to reflect because every day leads into another day and another day. And because of production demands and quality demands and volume and lead times and so on, they just don't have that opportunity. In fact, I would say one of the biggest barriers to actually for a company to take time for continuous improvement is that they are just firefighting, that they just don't have time to stand still, look at what they're doing, and think about doing it in a different way, doing it in a slicker way, a quicker way, or a more efficient way. They don't get that opportunity to reflect. And I really believe that right now, so many people are reflecting because they've got this pause, this like professional pause, personal pause with this isolation, and people are reflecting. And my hope is that I'm constantly putting messages out into my social media um, to to try and share little nuggets, little tiny pieces of my knowledge and experience to try and help the manufacturing professionals think differently. And I believe that now they are able to reflect, and hopefully they pick up some of this. And if they run with it on their own, that's still fantastic. If they need help, they can call me and I can help them at the moment virtually, but in the future, because this is not forever, this isolation is definitely not forever. There's going to come a time, whether it's a couple of months from now or several months from now, there's a time in the not so distant future where we're all back to work as normal, and hopefully people are not as normal. Hopefully when they go back to work, this opportunity to reflect changes how they look at their business, how they think about themselves and their work colleagues and their friends and family, and they do things differently. So
Mm.
yeah, so reflect is very, very, it's a very powerful thing that needs to, that people need to be doing. I'm sure that they are.